This program contains movie spoilers. Viewers are advised to proceed on their own discretion.
It's 1943. It's right at the heat of the war, and American boys have left their families and their girls to win big for Uncle Sam. Shadow in the Cloud, the very first offering for 2021, brings in the elements that would best suit this time period. Firstly, we have a social discourse of what women's place is in the society torn by war. Secondly, we have myths and folklores surrounding the bomber planes during the Second Great War. And thirdly, we have the raw war itself. Shadow in the Cloud is a potpourri of many things, but to sum it all up, it's another action flick featuring Chloë Grace Moretz, and boy, it's fun to watch. Welcome to I Like to Movie It, and in today's review, the very first review for 2021, let's get into the cogs and gears of Shadow in the Cloud.
Strap in.
Yes, ma'am.
Shadow in the Cloud tells a story of a female flight officer, Maud Garrett, played by Moretz, who is seemingly delivering a top secret package from New Zealand to Samoa. She boards an American bomber named Fool's Errand, where she meets 7 soldiers making their way to Samoa. The first good half hour or more of the movie is jam-packed with men in the flight crew, lusting over her, passing on lewd remarks over the comm, or disregarding women's role in the Air Force and how it's men's responsibility to do the heavy duty. Once Garrett notices a shadow in the cloud, the movie takes an entirely different turn altogether and suddenly becomes a creature flick. There's a gremlin on board and it is tearing through the plane's insides. The crew spends the entire night fighting the so-called rodent from New Zealand, and when the morning comes, the movie becomes something else. A full-blown war flick with the bomber fighting 3 Japanese A6M-0 fighters. Before we get into what is so engaging and entertaining about the movie, let's brush off the bads. One of the most appalling factors of this movie is the genre. What should we call it? A social commentary, a symbolic feminist chick flick? Or do we call it a monster movie because an entire subplot is based on a folklore that comes true? Or should we switch to a third option and name the movie a war-ridden action movie? I'm trying my best to zero down on a linear feature of the movie, but it does not visibly converge to one. Not having a strong guiding line has not helped Shadow in the Cloud. It is ultimately neither a drama nor a horror or not even a clear action movie. Director Roseanne Liang has attempted to bring in so many elements together that they do not gel up well. This is a clear aversion which takes away 1 star from the rating quickly and effectively. Another blemish in the story narrative exists because the lead actress, Chloë Grace Moretz, is left to act alone rather than act in unison with the rest of her cast. A good chunk of the movie features her and her alone conversing over the comms. Don't get me wrong, a one-act play is a beautiful thing to watch. 2013's Gravity is a brilliant example. But because of the relation that she needed to have with her crew, making the movie just about her and not the co-actors takes away the B story that could have been otherwise designed tremendously. While Moret's acting is fun to watch and she has crafted herself so well to fit in an action flick, the entire drama's progress and character development has been left askew. The unbalanced screenplay is here to blame, and once again, the writer-director Roseanne Liang should take the blame. And one more glitch in the fine prints of a good action flick, it's the VFX. Even if you don't count me as the connoisseur of After Effects, it is clear as the day that this film fell short when it comes to a good, cheesy cinematic experience. Green screen hiccups are evidently seen, in fact so prevalent that it distracts away from the efforts made by the actress Chloë Grace Moretz. Now let's brush off these predominant problems of the film and come to the point, did I enjoy the movie or not? Of course I did. It's an action flick, it's a monster flick, broken bones and bloodied bodies, machine guns and torrential bullets, femme fatale and high-speed crashes, monster and thriller. These are fail-safe formula that gets any action film going. Shadow in the Cloud is no less. Cherry on top is Chloë Grace Moretz. I have mentioned her name time and again. She is always a spectacle to watch in an action film. Overall, I would like to rate this movie a 2.5 stars. Cinematically, there are things that this movie misses and sometimes even falls flat on its face. But because I enjoyed the movie thoroughly and I was left craving for more, I will have to add at least half a star and bring it a sum total of 3 stars. As a critic, I cannot lie. Past year's WW84 could have learned something from this movie. How an action-packed movie should be made and how rough and tough ladies can shine very bright. If you are like me and if you search online for an action flick, do give this movie a try. Don't expect much of a movie, but expect enough action. Share your thoughts in my Instagram. The handle is right here _movieit. Do subscribe to this channel for more about the movies. I will see you very soon.